When I decided to write the third Oregon um, historical romance, I knew that the heroine should be the oldest sister. She had been in the other books, and she had qualities that I really liked for a heroine. She's independent minded. She's not eager to rush right off and find herself some kind of a hero. She is pretty well resigned in the third book to being a spinster, and it's just fine with her. She runs her own businesses in Portland, Oregon. This is 1865. Women can do all kinds of things by then. And she also is in theater productions. So she's got a nice home. She's done well for herself. And the only man that she really ever had that spark with was a man that absolutely was the worst choice for her, because she loves the niceness of being in a city. She likes all the advantages of the restaurants and having gas lights, which they had by then. And, you know, she's not eager to go doing any kind of wilderness thing. And this guy has bought himself a ranch over in Eastern Oregon, Wilderness Ranch. And he is, besides that, he's a very independent-minded man. He's an oldest child as she is. And so when he goes off to fight in the Civil War, she just pretty much resigns herself that this isn't going to happen with him. But she doesn't ever forget him. And now the book starts when the Civil War has just ended. And now she wonders, you know, will he come back? Well, he has come back. And he's hoping for something with her. Jed Hardman is a very independent-minded man. He had left his family's plantation in Georgia to buy this ranch in the middle of the wilderness that a friend of theirs had owned and that didn't want to stay with it anymore. And so this was a period of time when this part of the country, it's above the John Day River, didn't have very many people in it, but it did have Indian problems, and there were just all kinds of reasons why. He could have had a softer life in Georgia, but that wasn't his life. This was something he wanted, Oregon, and then eventually he wanted her. Except now he's come back, and it's not thought highly of him that he fought for the South. Oregon went with the North. Ironically, considering the fact that Oregon also had laws in place to prevent blacks from buying property there. Kind of, you know, how bigotry works. So Jed had a reason for going and fighting for the South. His family had come to Georgia from first from Scotland and then France, and then they had come to Georgia, bought a plantation, and fairly early on they freed all their slaves, because having gone through what they had gone through in Scotland, they did not believe in slavery, and they did not believe men should be treated other than with honor. And so they had, but they did have this strong dedication to clan, and that is a lot of why he went back. He went back to fight, to protect his brothers, because they had already joined into the military in the South. And it's one of those things sometimes that it's hard to understand how we can fight for honor. But if you have a family that fought for the Jacobite cause, and in Culloden, many of the people that were in their clan were killed, and Jed's great-great-great-grandfather had survived it, but he had a lesson that he had taken from it, as does Jed, in terms of why you would fight for something like the South at that time, even though you don't believe in slavery. In fact, only something like 10% of the Southerners even had slaves. It wasn't a common thing. And those who did have slaves, probably a lot of them didn't treat them well, and the others would not have liked it. They wouldn't like that kind of behavior, and yet they still fought for the South because it was their homeland. So this book starts at him coming back and the problems these two people are going to have to work out whether two such independent-minded people can really work out a marriage. And that's what going home is all about.